Is this the beginning of censorship? Is this the beginning? I don't know. I don't think so. At the same time, I don't know. And I really, really hate it. Yes, for those that missed it, back on August 30th, JAST had made a post that was very, very concerning. And honestly, for me, it scared me. And yes, I immediately wanted to make a post saying, oh my gosh, people, here it starts. But I just felt off. Something about this feels very off. And so I did what you should do. And I tried to message a lot of people, ask them what exactly happened here, because something's not adding up. And I've been sitting on this for again, 3 days at this point, 4 days. And unfortunately, nobody wants to respond. And I think that sort of relieves my fears a lot, because I think because a lot of people aren't responding, it tells me something else happened here. It tells me that whatever's in this post isn't what really happened. But yes, those that missed it, back on the 30th of August, JAST had posted, after a very successful Friday, we were banned from San Japan Convention in San Antonio, Texas this weekend. Our content is too provocative for the powerful of the Lone Star State, ahead of the anti-anime bill, SB20, going into effect on Monday. Yeah, like I said, when I read that, my immediate fears was, holy crap, this has something to do with SB20? But then when you kind of read it a little bit harder, you're like, no, what it's saying there is ahead of it. We were banned. We're too much for Texas ahead of this bill. It's not saying that we were banned for SB20. It's just saying we had a successful Friday and we were banned from the convention. So my question that I sent San Japan and JAST was, what was the actual words? San Japan, they're saying they got banned from your place. What for? Tell us the whole story here. I asked JAST, what was their exact wording? Was it that it was too provocative that you can't be at the convention? Because San Japan has an 18 plus area. That's where I'm assuming they're at. What's provocative there? 18 plus to what? What is the restriction here? And to my point to San Japan is, that's kind of concerning, because you have people that want to sell 18 plus stuff to you. What's too much? Is it because, again, the question of the age of the characters? I'm hoping that's somewhere in your information there, because JAST over here is saying that they paid money for multiple days for a booth spot, which is typically not very cheap, and they're not getting all those days. It even implies in another post, somebody asking about, hey, I'm there, where are you at? JAST is saying, we paid for it, so I guess you can enjoy it, implying that they paid for it and they didn't get refunded. This seems like a big deal. Putting aside if you think SB20 is involved or anything, this is concerning because you have artists. Somebody else even posted elsewhere. Apparently, they banned artists and booths. So multiple people. This post right here is implying multiple people were banned from San Japan. That seems like a big damn deal. That would be concerning for me as an artist. If I were to go to San Japan, I wouldn't want to book San Japan as an artist, because we're getting signs here that people are getting banned from there after paying for slots. Excuse me? But yes, the big concern here was really, what was the cause here? What was too much? But all this is saying that we were banned. And then the extra part here is that our content is too provocative for the state because of this anti-bill. I think it's really JAST has been banned from San Japan, wasn't allowed to come back there for the following days, and they're also tacking on raising awareness around the bill that's going to effect on Monday, which is, as a recording of this, yesterday. I'm assuming the second part has nothing to do with it, but it does raise a question that I'm going to talk about in a minute here. Where I come down to in the end is that they were removed from San Japan for a reason. Now they're alluding to it being too provocative for the state, thus implying that San Japan told them, your stuff is too much for us, you need to go, even though, again, we have an 18 plus location they're selling from. You have to be 18 plus to go into this area to buy stuff, but apparently JAST is too much. Which, yeah, my assumption there would be that possibly they have stuff that looks too young, and thus they told JAST, you have to go, that we can't allow this stuff. And yes, it could have something to effect of the fact that they're all thinking about SB20 that's coming up here. But that doesn't come into effect until a day after the convention's done. So I don't know why that would be the case unless they were afraid of them being there still on the 1st. They're afraid of them being in the room in the convention on the 1st, like they don't clear out within 24 hours. That could be, I don't know. But the fact that I messaged both San Japan and I messaged JAST, and the only replies that I'm getting is people saying, go talk to them. Oh, I don't know, go talk to them. That tells me there was a dispute. that I'm assuming the two sides had some sort of argument and misunderstanding and they had a falling out. Because why wouldn't somebody just tell me? Say in Japan, I think that they would want to tell people, don't worry, we're not going to kick you out after you pay for your booths. Artists, please come back next year for JAST. I think they would want people to know that they paid for those slots. And yes, the fact that so many people that I contacted don't have an answer, you don't have an answer as to the fact that you wasted a whole bunch of money for several days at a convention? Excuse me? Why does only one person know about why they got kicked out for booth slot that they paid for? That seems like a massive loss of money. I don't know. But this all comes down to what I think is sort of the fear about this entire post, which is the SB20 part. I've talked about, I made a whole video talking about SB20. I'm not going to get into great details again now, but the idea behind SB20 was essentially the original reason why they created it was because they were trying to protect children from AI-generated drawings and videos and whatnot of children. And that was a big concern that a lot of people have. Deep fakes and all that kind of stuff. It's a logical reason to be upset, and I totally agree. I hate the idea of kids making AI-generated stuff of other classmates. That sounds horrible. Or AI being trained on the actual stuff. That makes me sick. But the concern that I had, and several other people did, reading the SB20 bill, was that it was too broad. It was too vague. Because what it sort of implies is that drawings, cartoons, all this stuff will go into your usual exploitation of kids. Again, I hate the idea of exploiting kids, but at the same time, we're getting to the realm of obscenity laws against drawings. And yes, that opens the door to a lot of anime. If you have a character that they make a raunchy joke about, or the character's put through something they shouldn't be put through, that suddenly becomes not allowed. That was a concern that I had, a concern that a lot of other people had. Yes, I got a lot of blowback because that was like one of the few videos that actually got viral for me. And so suddenly a lot of people are messaging me, and I've been in this conversation a million times. Yes, I was aware of the obscenity clauses and all that kind of stuff. Yes, I read all that stuff in previous videos. I'm aware of all that stuff. But still, in the end, as I read it, I was concerned because it sounded too vague. I, as a U.S. citizen, read the law like I am duty-bound to, and it looked like it was too vague, and it concerned me. So I made a video not being very happy about it. But this is sort of the side effect. Put aside what your belief of SB20. Say yes, it will get struck down by the Supreme Court. I totally agree it will. I 100% agree that the moment the federal courts and the moment that the Supreme Court sees this, they will strike it down because there have been decisions made before that will easily strike it down. But as I said back then, it's going to require somebody to get in trouble first. Somebody's going to have to take the fall first. Something's going to have to bring it to light first. But here, they're sort of bringing up a logical concern. Of everything that JAST is doing right here, there's one thing that I can honestly say. They're bringing up a legitimate concern. No matter what you believe of SB20, no matter what, they're bringing up a logical concern. As people are questioning them, hey, were you banned out of precaution, or do they send you legal evidence that you won't be able to host your content? I want to know if the bill is really that broad, or is it just uptight staff? They replied, the law wasn't involved. No arrests, charges, prosecutions, trials, or convictions. No law was involved here. They said leave, and we left. Honestly, I'll be surprised if anyone ever gets charged under this law. Again, because it'll probably get struck down very quickly. It's unconstitutional. Its power is in this sort of private and self-censorship, not actually having cops arrest people for anime. I see that. I see it being a chilling effect, if I think that's the proper way to use that term. It's a sort of chilling effect. Because people see that it's law, they won't go anywhere near it. It's not that the law will ever actually get somebody. It's that merchants and conventions and resellers and all these other companies are going to avoid the content altogether because they're afraid of it. Going back to what I said earlier, when I made my video about SB20, I even had somebody make some video that I was like a grifter or something like that. Like, holy crap, my videos get like 3,000 views most of the time. I'm not a person that goes viral often. Most of my content is just talking about anime. It's just something that scares me. When I made my video, I made it under the idea that I am a citizen of the United States who has every right to look at law, read it through, figure out if it's something that will affect me, and raise my concerns to my representatives. It's how the United States works. As much as it upsets you that I disagree with you, that's how this works. I believe it's everybody's duty to look at the law, see if it affects you, how it affects you, and raise your concerns to your representatives. When I made that video, it's mixed. You have a lot of people that are scared of it. You have a lot of people that are like, no, it's going to get slapped down. It's no problem. My point is, if enough people looked at that law and said, this looks sketchy, this looks too broad, what do you think all of those merchants, all those convention owners, all these people that host merchandise, events, everything around anime, what do they think when they see that bill? They think risk. Risk. That's what they see. Risk. So while I don't think it affects JAST with this situation right here, they're bringing up a very good point. Going forward, a lot of companies and conventions and merchants in Texas are going to shy away from content that you can even question the age of the characters because they'll be afraid that that law will possibly apply to them and they're screwed. That's that chilling effect. That's what they're concerned about. They didn't get in trouble. They probably were never going to get in trouble, but they're afraid of getting in trouble. That's all it takes before censorship starts happening. It's not Texas saying stop doing this. It's them saying we have to stop doing this because we don't know if it applies to us, because it can be read in a certain way. That's scary. That's sad. And will that apply to other groups like Crunchyroll and whatnot in Texas? I don't know. There's a good chance that Crunchyroll doesn't really even care about this law because they know if they come after them, they will just go to the court and say this is unconstitutional. There's case law. You can't come at us, bro. But for everybody that's not Sony, Crunchyroll, or big corporation with lots of lawyers that are always on staff, they don't know that. They can't fight for themselves. So what they'll do? They'll censor themselves. That's the concern that this brings up. Was San Japan doing that? I don't know. I'm assuming not because they're not even bringing it up. But could they? Something doesn't add up. That's all I'm saying. Something doesn't add up. Why won't they properly answer? It makes you wonder. Anyways, SB20 went into effect, again, September 1st. It's in there. It's happening. Apparently, the representatives didn't care. Not enough people talked to them. I don't know. There's nothing really we can do about it now, except for I think the federal courts would have to strike it down, if anything, if they even bother with it. And again, if anybody gets in trouble for it, I hope they have a good lawyer and they fight it. They fight it because I think they truly can. I think there's not a doubt in really anybody's mind they can easily fight this. But for now, I'm concerned to see how much of this self-censorship actually happens if, again, this was a case of it. But anyways, that's what I wanted to make a video on. And I apologize that it took me so long to make a video on this, even though it does kind of scare me a bit. And that was mainly because, again, something wasn't adding up here. And I wanted to be very clear about what exactly happened. But unfortunately, they don't want to respond. I guess because I'm not Anime News Network, they just let all the other people just say whatever they want to say. Or again, possibly, they're not replying to anybody because there might have just been a dispute. In the end, it might have just been a dispute. Anyways, hope you guys found this video informative. If you did, hit the like button down below. If you like this content, want to support channel more, become a member of the channel. Until next time, y'all take care.